Hello everyone and welcome to, well, the next DLC of Anno 1800 High Life DLC, the last DLC that is planned so far, and it adds skyscrapers, shopping malls and an Empire State building, something like the Empire State Monument building, let's say it like that, the Skyline Tower, and it's probably one of the most complex and one of the most content-rich DLCs that we've seen so far, and I'm extremely excited for that with all the new products that we have. And I suggest we start right and get into our Crownfall City. So if you haven't seen the Crownfall City yet, then I urge you to watch the Anno 1800 Ultimate Let's Play where we create that city, and based on that city we now start our, well, downtown district, our high life, our skyscraper district. Let's get cracking. Alright, as always, mods don't work at the beginning of a patch, so we're just going to play Crownfalls without the mods, and I'm just going to upload it then afterwards again with the mods available. Now we can actually dive right into the new content that we have. There we have our first tutorial mission, and we're just playing along now as this guy here is introducing us to Skyscrapers, the latest addition to the High Life. A local investor has big dreams of building the city skywalls. The invention of elevators has filled him with excitement, and he's eager to join you in paving the way towards skyscraper construction. Build the requested buildings, build an assembly line for elevators, which is one of the first new products that we have. We're going to have a lot of new products in this game. And now we're going to use them into our city. The first thing that we need to do is, first of all, we do now have the elevator construction. Just look at the size of their products. So this is the building for it, and we do need quite a few buildings for that. I do need to make room for buildings that require, or for buildings that don't require electricity. Sean Lavatune, yes, we're not going to war with you. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to move some of these industries that we don't need here, right? Like, for example, the coach maker there, because it doesn't need electricity, and I do need electricity up to this area. I'm also moving my beer production and my bread production, both of them up there, because we're going to need to make room for a lot of buildings in the city, for the shopping malls and stuff like that. So let's just move all of that up here. Let's make it in the blueprint mode first. Have our roads going over there. I'm probably going to add another warehouse then to this area just to fill it up, and just so that another building can work on that. And what we can then do is also the beer. So we're finishing the beer row here, and as we can see, it's fitting in quite fine. So I'm just going to finish this one here quickly. Very good. There we have our new districts for the bread and the beer. Let's just build the walls here for now real quick. Let's build all of these bakeries, the warehouses, the fire stations, and of course the ornaments that we still have in this area. So everything here is then built, and this one is now fully functional and working. And the same thing we can also do with the breweries. So that's quite a few buildings that we're adding here once again. Also with those warehouses. Let's upgrade those warehouses real quick. So all of that should be working then again. And now we can move, or we can remove those buildings here finally from the entrance. And that's all the breweries and stuff like that, because we do need a bit of more space. And why, I'm going to show in a second why we do need all of that space. I'm also going to get rid of all of those breweries there, malt houses. It's looking beautiful in a way. Oh, and I think we still have quite a lot of ornaments here as well. Or blueprinted ones, I should say. All of that. Perfect. That's that. So there we have more room for the world. Let's just finish this road there, going all the way up here in our little city. It's just a tiny village, really. And here. We have, of course, also some smaller visual bugs because of the mods that are no longer working, but I can still fill this one again, of course. And once we have the mod available, we're just going to build the train station then over there again. And yes, our little industry district is growing, so the coach makers are moving upwards here. Instead of 5, why not just use 6 of them now? I mean, after all, we do have the resources for that. Let's have them working up there now. They don't need electricity, and with that, I can now get rid of those coach makers down here. Off they go, and we make room for a few of the new industry that we need. And the first one is the assembly line elevators. This actually requires electricity. So it's important that we have it in this area where we have this oil power plant working for us. I also have these light bulb factories. Light bulbs, as far as I know, do, however... Oh no, they're only improved by electricity. How many do we have so far? 11! Well, we do have 11 in Crown Falls. Most of them are working up there, right? So what I can do is I can move those guys away to make room for even more. And we're also moving those light bulbs up there. I think it's around 3 that we are getting with that. So here, here, and here, we're going to leave a bit of room. All of that. And I might just have also another warehouse then on that side. Well, let's just build all of them again. So I've moved quite a lot of industry now. But I think it's not going to be the last time that I'm doing that. And let's finally build the first new building that we need. We do require actually 500 workers for that. But I'm going to, well, need 500 workers. Alright, it's time to finally build them. We have the workforce and boom, our very first elevator assembly line has been built. One of the new industries that we have.
Time to get production off the ground.
And with those guys here, we can then start the elevator production. Now, they do need quite a few things. First of all, the assembly line elevators are a multi-factory. We already know what that is from the tourist DLC. Those are production lines that can produce several goods.
Why not turn a typical residence into your very...
And we also got the next mission right away. Upgrade one of my residents to a skyscraper. And that is an engineer residence and an investor residence. Reach for the sky. So with enough elevators in stock, nothing is standing in the way. We don't have elevators yet though, so we need to start producing them here first. We can also choose what we want to produce here. So elevators would be the first one. Then we got the biscuits and then we got the typewriters. So it's basically, you don't need like, you know, 3 or 4 different factories anymore. You have like one factory and you can then decide on what product you want to produce in these production facilities, right? So we're going to have a couple of them here. I might then squeeze in another marketplace or warehouse down here, but we have one that we could upgrade just over there to make this one work as well. And then the only thing we really would need now is the steam motors. Now, while we wait for the first elevators to come out, I still need to check some other thing here. First of all, this empty space here where we had the factories, I would like to make this one now also living area, so more buildings. Why? Because we're going to need to probably destroy all of these buildings here now soon, or all of these buildings here more or less, right? So we're going to need to destroy quite a few of them, and I need to make up for that with more houses basically. So I'm going to add now those guys here once again, so those beautiful blocks that we have already, and we can just add a few of them into this whole area, probably, yep, like that. Let's keep the major road there though, and then we're just going to have a couple of more buildings available. Here we could actually have another block, and then this one. Right, just like that, we have a whole new district then coming up here. Of course, I will still need most likely a marketplace. We have one over there, but that's not... It actually could be enough. Let's just try this one out. Let's build them. There's a whole new district then coming up. And by the way, we're basically just moving those here, but I don't have the moving option available on this difficulty level, so... we need to build them again, basically. Let's just check it one. Yes, they all have 100% market need, so that is fine. They will upgrade once I tell them to, right? And that basically also means that I can just take this one here and move it over there as well. And what I really like is that once you have a couple of them close together, it doesn't even look like it's been copied or something like that. And here we just have some smaller blocks then once again in this area, and then probably some ornaments in this area overlooking the ocean. That should be fine then too. There we still have the main road that ends then here, and as we can see, electricity is going all the way to this end there. This one I would like to keep available. We have the elevator, so let's elevate our ambitions. Sky is empty, so we fill it. Production has started for the assembly line, and we got the first elevators now in place. let me just build that whole district there. Now comes the most fun part of this whole thing. We need to make room a bit for some new buildings that are here then, right? So I think the monument will be squeezed in this area. And here we're just going to have then skyscrapers all around it, basically. So this is all going to be skyscraper area. For that, however, I would like to upgrade a few more buildings in this area to more investors then. Like over here and here. And as we can see, we could still upgrade a whole lot of those engineers to investors. And I'm doing that, of course, because we need to move the lower classes a bit further outside. And of course, engineers are a lower class when it comes to that. And yes, let's go ahead and get us our very first skyscraper on the way. And I think we might just make it here, right? So there we have upgrade to skyscraper. We do need 5 elevators for that. Right, finally we got everything that we want. Let's upgrade the first skyscraper. We have the 5 elevators there as well. And boom. That's it though. That's not looking so spectacular at the moment, doesn't it?
My rivals are trying to keep pace, which is so funny to me.
Looks like a jolly good fellow there. Alright, so what do we need to do? First of all, we have very small windows here now because of the supply demand. There's a lot of supply coming for those guys. And that's the cool thing, and that's one of the big features about this right now, is that the more we make them happy, the further we can upgrade this building up to the highest level then, right? That is the goal here. And we do get some new missions there right away. So the keen local investor sees shopping arcades as the next big investment opportunity. A department store would be the perfect start. Others will surely follow. And yes, this makes sense because at the end of the 19th century, we saw the first shopping malls coming up. And our goal is now to build the first department store. And there we got it. A shopping arcade offers various consumer goods for a high life society. And it, will provide then something like toasters and vacuum cleaners and crockery, refrigerators and briefcase. And yes, we do need to build all of that ourselves. So this is going to be a bit tricky. It does require electricity. So we should have this building here close to one of our power stations. I think we actually do have a power station over here. There is one that is providing, and we have one down here. And by the way, yes, also here we can upgrade all of those farmers now, which we should, to the next level. There you go. Just so that we do get all of them out. Alright, let's find us a suitable location for that shopping mall. It's not that big actually, so I think we might just get rid of those investor buildings there now. Yes, I did it. I destroyed some investor buildings to make room for this shopping mall. That just looks fantastic, really. There we have it, right here in the center. It does have its electricity right from scratch. One of the new buildings, and it's looking beautiful. The Anno Golden Mall.
Behold, the Galleria Banneret. Now, sacred halls have to have product worthy of worship. Get the suckers leaving with their arms full.
We're going to do that. First of all, let's also...
You know, your catalog is pretty skinny.
Have a little road there.
Donnie has some ideas to fatten it up.
And the cool thing is now we can decide what we want to sell in this department store right here in the city center. And in that case here, we do need to decide now, well, on the toaster as our very first patent. Let's just see what the toaster needs. The toaster, of course, is being produced once again in our multifunctional factory. And here we do need steel, filaments, and zinc. We actually do have all of that. And we do get some bonus effects besides just fulfilling the needs for them. We will also be able to get a bonus effect of -10 consumption for the jewelry and -15% for the light bulbs. So I like that actually, because the more of these high life buildings you have then at some point, the better it is then for you to... well, you don't need that many factories anymore, basically. So let's select our first product here, the toaster. The toaster. It's really just the toaster. Now, these tips apply to shopping arcades. We got the green street overlay. So this is really similar to the tourism DLC that we have there. The green street overlay, where the inputs can be fetched from, and the green street overlay also indicates which skyscrapers will have the need for a shopping arcade, and the circle indicates which residents benefit from the current patent. So let's just check this one out real quick. There we have it now. So in this radius, all of them will be supplied with toasters, which is a revolutionary thing, really. And of course, we need to now, well, fulfill the demand for that for a minute at least. To build the requested building, the department store requires the input goods for its design, and the green street overlay also shows you which have it. Now, there is a huge problem with that though, and that is that we do need to have a warehouse close by. As we can see, there's already the cart coming. The poor horse needs to transport the zinc all the way up to up the street here, and it's quite a long way, isn't it? Right? So this is the line right now. It should not be that long really. So we need to have a look at that as well. Where we can make this room or this way a bit shorter. And yes, unfortunately, once again, I will have to remove some of those investor houses here. But it's fine, because we're going to build a lot of new investor houses soon. So this is a feature where you can say, yes, I like it, and yes, you don't like it, or no, you don't like it. Because you basically need to have these warehouses then in your whole city piling up, right? Just basically standing here. Of course, we're upgrading it once again to the highest level. But it's still going to work out. Alright, so one more thing is still needed. I'm a bit surprised here that we are crafting the toaster ourselves in the department store, so we don't need a factory for that. It's just being produced in here, so the filaments is now something that we still need. Now, filaments, we do have a couple of them down here, I think, somewhere. That's the wood veneers. Let's just check the filaments. There we have them. We have 9 on the island right now. They are only improved by electricity. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to get some filament factories up here on this land here. Actually, they're dirty. Let's have them close to the oil towers, right? So there it makes a bit more sense. And we should have a few of them here just for this convenience store. So I'm just going to have those filament factories then in this area. There's a bus station here that we
had to go to press.
Oh, actually, we need that. So the bus station here, that needs to stay. We ignore the newspaper for now. We don't really need it. We're full on money. Basically, every need is there. So there's no need for propaganda, really. And boom, there we have our filament factories, some more of them, also with a nice little warehouse next to it. I think this is actually fitting that the dirty industry is a bit closer to the oil wells there, because I can't move them away. So they will just have to stay there at all times, of course. And just as a reminder, this bus station here serves for this bus station, which serves for this bus station, which serves for this one, you get the drill, right? And which serves for this bus station. We built this one in the tourism DLC. Those hotels that are overlooking the city. They don't really have a purpose other than just being up there. Alright, the toasters are selling. We got the first product rolling. There we have it. And it's coming in now. So I think all of them are now being affected by the toaster. That means 5% more income plus 2 happiness, and also reduced consumption of jewelry and light bulbs for all of these buildings in the area, which is huge. So that's a lot of buildings, really. And those guys in my skyscraper, they do like that as well, as they got now the toaster, and with that they have access to the department store, and it's actually at 100%.
Tomorrow's trends.
Next mission right now.
Bubbles. This catalog will be bursting in no time, and with a fat profit.
I sure will.
You're not turning down the co-opportunity.
Eager to expand our shopping.
Oh, wise one. To kick off, we have to invest in R&D. A bored chore, but we delegate. Once we built them their lab, we can get on to the real stuff.
So I do like this guy already more than the previous one. And we're still working now to get this skyscraper here to the next level. And for that, we do need still some residents. And how do we get them? By fulfilling the next needs for that. Upgrade and engineer residents is the next thing that we need to do. So that's actually something down here. As we can see, those engineers there. So we not only have the investor skyscrapers, but also the engineer. This actually makes me thinking. So I should probably not have too many investors close by here in the city center, as it doesn't make that much sense then. Let's keep those guys here engineers, really. By the way, yes, we can upgrade those workers there once again. Actually, I will keep some of them for now because we need the workforce. And I should also, yes, be able to upgrade a few more here in Kareth, but that would reduce my farmer population. So actually, it's not good because we're playing an endgame DLC, but I do need to build some farmers. I can't change it we need the farmer workforce. Nothing in this world works without the farmers. Let's get ahead and just spam us a few here. I'm going to have another marketplace. And of course, what farmers always want is another smaller pub in this area. And then we're just going to have... can we do that? This is possible. Let's also have some fun here with another upgrade. So another massive upgrade. Basically upgrading all our workers to artisans. Because I don't want to have farmers and workers so close to the city center there. That's something we need down here. And let's just check for the engineers now. Alright, thus we have once again a few more capacities now in Kareth to also upgrade some more farmers to workers. We should be doing that. I need at least 500 there. There we have it, 500 workers for another factory that we need to build them probably pretty soon as they consume 500 workers each. Alright, well, we still wait for our first engineer skyscraper. We also get a lot of new ornaments here with the skyscrapers. So I just want to show them off a bit here. So there we have them. Some white trees. I absolutely love them here. The white trees with a canal that we can have in the center. We also have the skyscraper ornament building now. A beautiful big new fountain. And of course, this whole thing especially looks fantastic in the first person mode. As always. Just to enjoy some more ornaments for our city. I can't wait for a new playthrough where we're going to use all of them in a fresh city.
The people celebrate your leadership.
Also especially beautiful at night, as we do get some nice shining. And look at that, they're actually shining on the buildings. Fantastic looking, really. Alright, finally it's the time for our first engineer skyscraper.
Boring. We're shaping the future.
That is level 1,
here.
close to the bank.
Crap has to show off what happens inside. People like gardens, right? Slap a gazebo next to it.
I just love that guy, and a gazebo plaza next to an engineer skyscraper in Crown Falls. Alright, so let's just see. That might be one of our next ones. Thank the gods it's not the big fountain that we do need.
Too shabby. Should be a breeze now for Miss Jenny, my house help here, to get to work. We do the big picture, she'll do the nitty-gritty.
Alright, you just do that, and we got our first engineer skyscraper. Theodora introduces herself.
Although Mr. Vader seems to prefer Miss Jenny. An honor to take.
Oh. We need to decide now on a patent research.
Miss Jenny, be a dear. I have a cup here with no coffee in it. Now, to business. Our first patent. You've earned the executive decision partner. What'll it be?
Alright, market research, the patent, my guru. Here's a pitch. Customers are demanding but gullible. That's great for us. They'll have to think they want convenience, luxury, quality, but what they really want is to be led to what they want. We had them on toast with a toaster. I say exploit the moment, use it. The suckers are salivating for a new gadget. So let's provide one. Electrifying, the Galleria Bauderet sings modernity. Add another machine. And I think the Galleria should be a place of glamour. We need something luxurious. Let's go with electrifying. Great minds, my guru. So another culinary gadget. They've had a toasty slice. Let's provide them a whole darn meal. Everyone's got to eat. Let's get their stomachs grumbling. Then offer them a gadget to sate their hunger. But what could that be? Switch it up. We've built towers. Now people need a convenient way to clean them. Vacuum cleaner. Or a new gadget, a convenient cooling device to those without room for an ice cellar. I like cooler rooms, let's go with that. Replace the icebox with a refrigerator. Of course, my guru, I see the potential. A gadget that opens its doors to a whole new set of culinary products. I hope we just not took the most complicated production.
A device that keeps food fresher, longer. Miss Jenny is good with groceries. Great, even. With time, she might think up the ideal base temperature.
Alright.
Well, Mr. Vader, I'll see to it.
Oh, she's just our slave. She's just working on these machines. Whatever we tell her.
Well, partner, I'll be in contact once the lab have finalized the patent.
Perfect.
All we're asking for is protection.
Nope, we don't need
worth the
anarchist
time.
defectors. Alright, for our market research, the cold calling, we do need some
Darn it,
15
Mr.
tons of
Stallings.
gas.
Wasted
First
time,
of all.
wasted money. Miss Jenny, my partner and I will have to look at your salary, won't we?
Are you certain?
Alright, and we do have it. Let's turn it in right away.
Likely an eager rival trying to tweak his odds. I'm used to slander. It's part and parcel of the business. But that a peer should stoop to thievery. Embarrassing. Production will take time, so let's diversify our portfolio.
The arcade could cater for the
arcade could
furnishing.
cater for the furnishing of empty office towers.
Once again, they've added quite a lot of quest lines to this game.
Working with a profession. If only that was the norm. Wouldn't you agree, Miss Jenny?
Good news. Ingenuity has been
Ah, and there we have it, the refrigerator.
successfully passed testing is fully functional.
And I think we need to use it then in one of our buildings. In the department store, most likely.
Calculating, Miss Jenny, as usual. I think we can shut the door on this one.
Right, for the refrigerator, we do need a second department store. And once again, I do need to delete some buildings. So let's get rid of those investors there and of this market or this warehouse there. Because we need to move the whole thing a bit further to the south here. We do have the church there. I'm sorry, but the church needs to go for a convenience store. I think this is more important to my people. So let's move the church. We are still keeping it kind of, do we? Ah, we don't need the church there. Let's get rid of the church entirely. And instead, let's have the next convenience store then in this area. So just here. Right, and then we could have it looking like that. Ah, unfortunately, we can't connect it. Right, so what I will need to do is I'm going to keep a bit of a distance. Like so. That should be fine, though. And then we have the next convenience store. Here we might have some more houses again, right? Some more normal houses. And I think we just add them right away. Yeah, to this area. And then we have some ornaments that I could add, like the billboards to this area. Right, and then some trees on the other side. Or billboards on that side as well. Nah, that doesn't look good, of course.
Oliver used to be with the shopping, but since it has become fashionable for us to shop,
I think this looks better. Because those are actually fountains that are just in front of this convenience store then. We're also building, of course, those farmer houses. We need to upgrade them again to the highest level then, but it'll be fine. What we still need now here is, of course, once again, a warehouse. Ah, wait a second. This is what we could squeeze in here. Yes, let's have the warehouse here. And warehouses don't look so bad, especially if you upgrade to the highest level. Then they kind of like fit in. And, you know, who cares about this last farmer house there? Let's get rid of that. And instead, let's have something here like the hot balloon.
I shall not permit like that.
People can actually use a balloon here right in the city center. Alrighty, that's looking actually pretty cool. And once this balloon is gone, we might have a look at the second convenience store now. So let's have a look at the shopping catalog of this one. And in here now we see the refrigerator. And the refrigerator, yep, as I said, it does require a lot of production, especially of the gas. And that is in the Arctic. So we'll have to need to look very closely then for the gas, for more gas then. I'm tired of going up and down the stairs to the ice cellar at garden parties, dashing to the iceman for your ice box, or worse still, waiting for that big snow. Imagine ice every day, all year round. This one gives me some nice bonuses, and that is minus consumption. Minus 10% for the light bulbs, minus 20% for the bicycles. Let's select this one. There we got now 2 of these shopping or convenience stores that are working for our people. Still waiting for that coffee income. in 2 minutes. And then we can upgrade a few more skyscrapers. But that is working now as intended, and they of course produced it once again right in here, right in the department store. There is no additional factory needed. This is looking really cool, I gotta say that. Alright, looking good so far. Stay tuned.